Hi everyone. Am I audible? So, yes, just India won the game. Screen is visible, right? Hi everyone, good evening. Today we'll be discussing two important topics and I'll be giving you some questions that you have to solve. So the questions will be coming in chat box. You have to answer then and there only. All right. So there are two topics, ad hoc judges. Consider the question from this particular topic. I can say it's like 100% question. So there can be very fundamental questions that what is an ad hoc judge. Second, the legal basis, where do we find the legal basis, whether it's within the constitution or there is any act or something like that, or then the procedure to appoint them, and the last thing is that when we have to appoint them, and the next thing about their salary and all, what is the salary they get. So first of all, this is the if you want you can take the screenshot of this slide. So there are two kinds of notes basically. These are the notes that will be given to everyone, and the other one those who are the part of our test series program. So let me tell you again the story thing. We start with the story. So again the story. So you have to imagine that the court in India are likely a busy kitchen with too many orders piling up and not enough cooks to finish them. So, same case, just like this kitchen, you can replace with the court, and cook can be replaced with the judges. So, there are lot many cases, but we don't have sufficient number of judges, and that's the reason on 30th of January 2025, the Supreme Court said, hey, let's bring in some retired judges to help you out. All right. So basically, these retired judges will work temporarily, and that's the reason they are temporary. That's the reason we call them ad hoc. All right. To clear the backlogs, but only for criminal cases like theft, fight, murder, any kind of criminal cases. And they'll work with a current judge, not alone. So, if I have to ask you a question, the question can be whether they can handle the case single-handedly or there would be a division bench. So, right now I've told you that they'll work with the current judge, not alone. Therefore, there should be a division bench. So, one judge can be ad hoc judge, and there should be another one regular judge. All right. So there was this case. Basically, the case name was Lok Prahari. So in this Lok Prahari, you can note down also the case name. So in this Lok Prahari case, what happened? The Supreme Court came up with certain guidelines, and Supreme Court said that vacancy is only 20%. Then more than 20 or more than 20%, then only you can have ad hoc judges. Otherwise, not. So the judgment Supreme Court delivered in the case of Lok Prahari, now it has been modified. So now the rules to appoint the ad hoc judges are flexible. So let's talk about the number of cases. Also, we can talk about number of cases. How many cases are there? There are 62 lakh cases waiting in the High Court, 6.2 million cases, and around 18.2 lakhs are criminal cases, and 44 lakhs cases are civil cases. So when we talk about criminal cases, so there should be a crime, basically theft, stealing, or if we talk about civil cases, so you're just fighting for a land or probably for money. There's no physical fight. It's just that there are certain assets on the stake and you're fighting for them. So now the criteria, these things we can discuss in detail. Let's talk about the position, legal position. So it's there in 224A, Article 224A of Constitution. Second thing, the 15th Constitutional Amendment Act brought it in the Constitution. So remember this thing. Probably they can ask the amendment, they can ask directly article also. So you need to remember this thing. Now the next thing you need to remember that how we appoint ad hoc judges. First, first thing first. Let's say if you want to become High Court judge or if you are a retired judge. So first of all, you should be asked, are you willing to come back to High Court or not? If you are not willing to come back to High Court, then there is no purpose, and no one can compel you that you have to come. So first of all, your consent will be taken. So appropriate authority will be asking you whether you want to join or not. So if you say yes, then High Court Chief Justice will make the recommendation to the state government, basically Chief Minister. Chief Minister will be giving this, will provide this proposal to the governor of the state. Then once you have the green flag from the state government, the governor will to the union government, basically just law ministry. Once law ministry is okay with it, consulting with the prime minister, and prime minister will, so basically this council of minister will ask president to appoint a particular person ad hoc judge. All right. And once the final approval from the president has come, thereafter the official notification will come and the state chief minister will notify it in the gazette. So this is the entire procedure. Now the question is that when can you appoint the ad hoc judges? This is the important question. One more thing, I want to ask one question. Can you please let me know that how many ad hoc judges in High Court were there? Anyone? You can just mention in the comment section. Total number of ad hoc judges so far in the High Court. If I tell you the number, probably you may be shocked also. Tell me, I'm just waiting. So generally, I'll tell you the rule. What is the rule? Rule is like, so I'm talking the position that has been established in Lok Prahari case. So Supreme Court said that more than 20% of judges' sports are empty. Basically, there should be, let's say, if total strength is 100, then there should be more than 20. No, answer is not zero, answer is not 20, answer is 3. Keep in mind. And this can be asked also because the 3 is a very small number. Last year they asked how many times delimitation exercise conducted. All right. So they can also ask this question because the number is 3. It's not a great number. It's not a huge number. That's the reason they can ask this question direct. I mean, one of these statement can say that more than 20 or more than 5 or something like this they can say. So keep in mind, this can be asked. So the position was that the more than 20 judges. First, more than 20% vacancies. Second thing, some cases have been waiting for over 5 years. Third thing, that over 10% of cases are very old, like more than 5 years. And the new cases is higher than rate of new cases is higher than the finished cases. So these are the conditions. Now Supreme Court, what Supreme Court has done, Supreme Court relaxed this. So Supreme Court said that even the vacancy is 15% also, the ad hoc judge can be appointed. All right. Answer is 3. I have already told you. Answer is not 1. So each high court can hire 2 to 5 high courts. They cannot have more than 10% of total judges spot. So let's say that there are total strength is 100, then max to max 10%. All right. So keep in mind this thing. And s- third thing, that they can only work on criminal case because the story I have told you, everything is coming from there only. So they can only deal with the criminal cases. That's all. And they cannot work solo. There should be a division bench. All right. Now let's talk about salary. So the salary they'll be getting as regular salary, and the high court, let's say high court judge is getting 2.5 lakh rupees, they'll also get the 2.5 lakh rupees salary, and it will be paid from the Consolidated Fund of India, and they'll be getting free accommodation or a housing allowances, whatever is available there, and they won't be getting pension because since they are already retired. So this is all about ad hoc judges. Now, do you want me to give you some questions? Are you ready for questions or not? Tell me. If you are ready for the questions, then I can post it in comment section. Okay. So there you go. This is the first question I'm posting. What's the answer? Can you see the question in your chat box? Should I post the second question? First one is quite simple. For second, let's talk about the second question. problem is there. I'm trying to post. I don't know what's happening. Why this question is not being posted. Should I spell it out? This YouTube has some problem. I don't know what. Probably I'll post in two parts because there is some word limit. That's the reason it's not allowing. So I'll post it in two parts. That would be a good idea. So this is the first part, and this is the second part. Even they are not allowing us to post. So this is the question. Now you have to answer. Quickly, please tell me what's the answer. So Article 127 talks about the ad hoc judges in Supreme Court, and Article 128 talks about the retired judges in Supreme Court. So remember this thing, UPSC has already asked question on this particular topic, but we don't know. They can ask again also. All right. So let's move to the second topic. This topic is also important and it's in the news. Hague Service Convention. So if you want, you can take the screenshot of this. So it was in the news also, and the reason is Mr. Adani. So basically, this Hague Convention, it's like an international agreement. What it does, it actually helps countries work together to deliver legal papers. So let's say that if you want to file a case against a person, and let's say you are a US citizen or you are living in United States of America, and you want to file a case against any person in USA, but the person is in India and that person is Indian. So let's say Mr. A is an American person and Mr. B, he is an Indian. So Mr. A wants to file a case against Mr. B in USA, then there should be something that can help him to deliver the document or deliver the summon or legal paper. We call it summon, isn't it? Now in this case, this convention comes into the play, Hague Convention. So it's an international convention, and basically it was started in 1965. India is also a member of it. There are 84 members, so India and USA is a member. Now, how does this work? How does it generally work? Generally work. So I'm going to tell you about that particular thing only. First one is that the screen is not visible. Okay, now is this visible? Is it visible? If you can confirm, is this visible or not? All right. So basically, let's talk step by step. It would be quite easy for you to understand. So step one. The first step is that you are in a US. You want to send legal papers to your country's legal authority. So basically, every country has a legal authority for this particular purpose. So in India, Ministry of Justice is the nodal agency or central authority. So first, you'll be sending your papers to legal authority of that particular country. Step two, this legal authority. So let's say that you are in US. So you will be sending these documents to your legal authority. So Mr. A will be sending to US legal authority. Then US legal authority or central authority will send it to the other country's central authority. So US will be sending to India. Step 3, India will deliver the documents to the person being sued. And the fourth step is that they send back proof that paper were delivered. All right. So this is the procedure. That's how it happens. Now, basically, India had joined in 2006, and there are certain conditions in this convention also. So there are countries who has the option to choose how they want these papers delivered. Some countries can allow mail, some can say through the diplomat, some can say direct contact between the courts, but every country can set their own rules. Now let's talk about India. India joined this convention in 2006, but India said no to most of the options except one, and the one option was the central authority. So all paper must go through its Ministry of Law and Justice. No shortcuts like email or diplomat are allowed unless the person getting the paper is from the sender's country. So let's say that now US wants to file a case against Mr. Adani. But let's say that there is a US citizen who is in India and US wants to file a case against that particular person. Then the central authority may not need it. They can choose other options also. So let's say that you are you are in the US and sue an Indian citizen in India. You send the court paper to the US Central Authority. They send it to the Ministry of Law and Justice. The ministry checks the paper. They send it. So ministry checks the paper and it needs to be in English. Keep in mind. And if everything is okay, they deliver the papers to the person and send you proof. Generally, it takes 6 to 8 months. And you can ask the question, what if India says no? Then so India can refuse to deliver if they think that it can harm the integrity or sovereignty of our country. So if the US ask India to deliver a paper about a secret military issues. There may be certain secret military issues, and US wants to deliver these kind of paper. India can simply say no because it threatens our security. But India cannot refuse just because India does not like it. So there's a difference. If anything that is threatening your sovereignty or integrity or security of country, definitely you can say no, but not the reason that you don't like it, or neither you can give the nor you can give the reason that only Indian courts should handle it. Keep in mind. So these logic will not work. Now the next question: what happens if they don't get the papers? So US wants to sue Mr. B, but what if India deny, or Mr. B does not get the paper? So sometime it can happen that the person does not get served. Maybe India does not cooperate, or the process fails. So the question you can think: can a court still decide the case? Yes, the court can decide the case. The papers were sent the right way. This should be the first condition. That means that first of all it should be sent to the central authority. Second, at least 6 months have passed, or a reasonable time set by a court. Third, no proof of delivery comes back, because do you remember in the step 4 I have told you that if you have delivered, then provide the proof, delivery proof. So if there is no proof of delivery comes back even after trying hard to get it, then it is called default judgment. The court rules without the person showing up. So if you don't go there, court will be ruling against you. And uh, India, there is a special rule in India. So India says that its court can make a default judgment even there's a no proof the paper were delivered, as long as the steps were followed. So if we follow the, yeah, it can call, we can call it ex parte. Yes, definitely one sided. Now I can give you an example also. So recently there was this case in USA. It's a real life example actually, and this convention was used in USA. I can tell you the case name as well. The case name is Duong versus DDG BIM Services LLP. So basically, this case involved American people. They wanted to file a case against Indian. So they asked to use email, because because they said that Indian ministry is too slow, and that's the reason we want to send the papers through email. That just said normally you have to use Indian Central Authority, but if they don't cooperate after 6 months, you can send them through a mail. So US said that if you do not follow it, by a mail also you can send. So these are the two topics I want to discuss today. Tomorrow we'll discuss some more. So this Hague Service Commission can also come. So you need to remember that when India signed it, whether India is a signatory or not. So India is a signatory, US is also a signatory. And second thing, both countries should be signatory, then only it will work, otherwise not. Let's say that if USA is signatory and India is not, then it will not work. So both countries should sign it, then only this convention will come into the play. In 1965 this convention came. So this convention is known as Hague Service Convention. A question can be asked, they can simply ask that what's the purpose of this convention. The direct question can be asked. So remember this thing. All right. So tomorrow again we'll meet at this time exactly. All right. So all right, everyone. Thanks for joining, and we'll meet again tomorrow, 9:45. We'll be discussing two, three more questions. Sorry, two, three more topics. All right. So those people who haven't joined our Telegram channel, so there is this Easing UPSC Telegram channel, then UPSC Pulse Telegram channel. So in this channel, we'll be sharing or this PDF file. All right. So thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye bye. Good night.